Welcome to podcasts recorded live at the Center for Spiritual Living in Portland, Oregon. We have many programs, classes, and workshops developed just for our online audience. To find out more, go to our website at cslportland.org and look under the Online tab. Our mission is to open hearts, ignite minds, and make a difference. If you'd like to support our center and its video podcasts, you can donate online at cslportland.org/donate. Allow us to become part of your extended spiritual community. Wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are most welcome at the Center for Spiritual Living.
Welcome, everyone, to the Portland Center for Spiritual Living, to our celebration service, to our harvest potluck, and to our youth church preview. It's a very exciting day, and this place just feels very bubbling with excitement and enthusiasm and joy today. It just feels so good. So welcome, everybody. We are a science of mind community that teaches spiritual principles to transform your life and make the world a better place. Wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are absolutely welcome here. All we ask is that you open yourselves to the possibility of changing your entire life simply by changing your mind. My name is Catherine Richer. I serve as one of the licensed practitioners on the center's ecclesiastical team, and it is my honor and my joy to welcome you here. If you are new to the center, I would love to see your hand just because there's so many of you today. Say hello and wave. Hello, everybody. Welcome. New people on Facebook, let us know. Facebook Live, let us know that you're new. We're so excited to have you here today. In any way that you're joining, you're so welcome here. And if you are here in the sanctuary, we do have welcome packets on the table back towards the entry door. And for our global audience, and we are a global community as well, there are lots of information on our website at cslportland.org under the About Us menu tab. And either way, whether it's from here or talking to people here, as you're welcoming and being welcomed here, you'll find a lot of information about who we are, what we stand for, and how we might serve you. Also on our website, you can sign up for weekly emails that detail all of our events, register for classes, and even get a free gift on your birthday. And who doesn't want a free gift on your birthday? We all have a little child in us that wants those gifts on our birthday. So I do have a few announcements to highlight. Our Sunday service is in person here at the center and on Facebook Live, 11 a.m. every Sunday. And you can also catch the message later in the week on YouTube and on podcast. Our Wednesday night meditation this week is a little bit different. It is on Zoom. It is at 7 o'clock, and everything is on Pacific Standard Time here. This week, Reverend Larry and the practitioners are leading our annual gratitude service with the title, Voices of Gratitude. And you can participate on Zoom using the links on the website, or you can join Reverend Larry upstairs at the center. So this will be a hybrid service. So you can participate from home, or you can participate here in person. Either way, we'd love to have you. We do have online Zoom groups for our Social Justice Book Club and our 12-step program for women. You can read more about them and get Zoom links online. And now I'd like to invite Kristen to talk about our silent auction that is happening today.
We are having a silent auction upstairs today. There's several items up there that are extremely amazing. Everything from wood to glass to crochet. It's at paintings, original paintings, and it's just really nice. People really came through for this auction. So I encourage you to go up after the service and put a bid down. I also encourage you to stay for the potluck because it'll be open all through the potluck, so you might be outbid if you don't stick around. It's going to be really fun. There's just some really fun things up there. Beautiful plate by Reverend Larry, beautiful paintings. It's just really a beautiful thing. So that's what we've got going on. So I encourage you to go up and check it out after the service.
Thank you. I did a little preview myself, and I had no idea of the artistry that is here in the congregation. There's some beautiful things, including Kristen made some things. So please do join us for that. A couple of upcoming events to highlight. On Sunday, December 4th at 12:30, we're having a town hall meeting, and this will be both in person and on Zoom. We're going to be discussing the transition to a new minister. We can all go. And we can go, and we can say we're so happy for you and we're open to infinite possibilities. So then we can say yes. It's the both and. So we do have a succession planning expert from the Centers for Spiritual Living main office, Reverend Julie Lobato, and we will also be voting to extend our leadership stability during this interim and transition time. So hopefully you'll be able to join us on December 4th. Did I just say September? Okay. I'm so excited. My tongue's getting ahead of my brain. So the other big thing that's coming up in the same vein is Reverend Larry's retirement party. Again, we can go. And it's a party. It's a party. It's a party. Reverend Larry is saying he's going to have fun regardless of if we do or not. So I believe that. This will be on December 10th from 1 to 4 p.m. Bring your favorite vegetarian dish to this special potluck. We will have music from LaRhonda Steele and the Friends Band. Yay! We do ask that you RSVP online so we know that you're coming. Reverend Larry requests no personal gifts, as hard as that is for us to not do, but would be honored by donations to our center's youth church or the general fund. So those are absolutely welcome in lieu of personal gifts. So our flowers today are courtesy of Marcia Hudson. Thank you very much for the beautiful flowers. And our special music today features our own bodacious, talented Oregon Music Hall of Fame person, LaRhonda Steele. And our exceedingly talented and marvelous Friends Band. So give some love. Today's message is to give, to receive, and to be grateful by Reverend Larry King. Yes. So sit back and take a nice deep breath and relax, because I know that somewhere between the music, the meditation, the community, and the message is exactly what your heart came to receive.
Thank you, Catherine. So let's take a life-giving breath in together. And let it out as we settle into our heart space and enter into our sacred time of meditation together. We sing and we pray together. I will leave this world as it is, go inside to find my God. I will leave this world as it is, go inside to find my God. I will leave this world as it is, go inside to find my God. I will leave this world as it is, go inside to find my God. Inside there is peace, inside there is joy, inside there is more than enough. Inside there is peace, inside there is joy, inside there is sacred love. I will leave this world as it is, go inside to find my God. I will leave this world as it is, go inside to find my God. I will leave this world, I will leave this world as it is, I'll go inside to find my God. I will leave this world as it is, go inside to find my God. Go inside to find my God. Go inside to find my God.
Inside, grounded in changeless reality, in that one thing that is all that there is. It is the one power that is the source of all of life. It is the presence that is never an absence. It is the presence whose circumference is everywhere and center is nowhere. It is the infinite intelligence and wisdom, the perfect pattern of all of life. It is this one thing expressing itself in, through, and as every speck of creation, every speck of this infinite cosmos, from the trillions and infinite numbers of galaxies and stars and black holes and everything in between, this beautiful galaxy of ours, the Milky Way, solar system, beautiful life-giving sun and precious earth and all upon it and within it. Everything embodiments of this one thing called life. I know this to be the truth of who I am. And as this is the truth of me, I know it is the truth of everyone here and everyone within the sound of my voice. Everyone is a star wrapped in skin. Everyone is a unique, perfect, radiant, necessary, here by divine appointment, expression of that very same power and presence that births life, that creates entire universes. And knowing this to be the truth, I speak my word, which is creative power, and call forth gratitude. A gratitude flowing so deeply from within that anything unlike it dissipates into nothingness and opens the way for infinite and reciprocal giving and receiving, nothing in the way of giving or receiving through this gratitude. This is a reciprocal universe. And so as we step into this reciprocity of love. We give and receive love. We give and receive harmony. We give and receive joy and beauty and prosperity and peace. Everything, the universe in this yes says yes. The spirit of gratitude, the yes, more than we had imagined, is ours, and we receive and give in return. I am so grateful to know that this is the truth, that gratitude is the truth of life, and reciprocity is real. And in that gratitude, I release my word into the cosmic womb of infinite potential, that birthing place of everything, and also the receiving place that says, yes, my beloved, and indeed, you are my beloved. It is already done. And in knowing that it is done, in complete confidence, I simply let it be, and I allow it to be. And together we say, and so it is. And as we steep in the depths of our hearts, I invite you to open yourself to that infinite gratitude.
We welcome you back from the silence. There is a power, a presence, one life of all. No other power can exist outside of the infinite. There's one love, there can only be God's love. And oh yes, I know that I walk, yes I walk in the love of God. There is a wisdom, a knowing, a loving, a truth that whatever you need to know, it comes in God's way for you. Just say, until it comes, I'll wait, and I won't move until I know. Oh yes, I walk in the love of God. Oh, the power and the glory and the love of God. Oh, it's everywhere. I see it, it's everywhere. I feel it. I know in my heart the power and the glory and the love of God. Yes, it's everywhere. I see it, yes, I feel it. And I know in my heart that I walk in the love of God. See, there's a power, a presence. There's one life of all. No other power can exist outside of the infinite. There's one love. There can only be God's love. And oh yes, I know that I walk, yes I walk in the love of God. of God, in the love of God.
Well, I'm feeling a little vulnerable today. Of course, it could just be the necktie. It's one of those mornings when I look in the closet and I go, none of these neckties really go with everything else I have on. So, we'll just go for something startling. Welcome, everyone. So glad you're here today. We're finishing up our book, Annie Ricks Millett's book called Prosperity. This is kind of the end of our prosperity program for the year. And she has left us with a couple, I think, really important spiritual principles at the end that I want to cover with you today. One of them is, in Science of Mind terms, we would call it the law of giving and receiving. She uses a little bit different words, but we're going to cover that. And then also the law of gratitude. And so those are the two things I hope to cover with you today. Again, the aim is to make sure that we're living rich lives. And so these principles are really woven into our idea of prosperity. So first off, the law of giving and receiving. In Science of Mind terms, it simply says, that which you put out tends to be increased and returned to you. So let me say that again. That which you put out tends to be increased and returned to you. And often, too, we hear it as you give, so you grandly receive, right? That idea of we put out our vibe, we put out our money, we put out our love, and it gets returned to us and generally multiplied, right? That love that we put out gets amplified, returned to us, feels so good. That investment that we put out, whether it's in money or time or emotional impact, it gets amplified by the people out in the world. And oh my gosh, how delicious it is when those investments come back. So, I have a question for you, though. If this is the law of giving and receiving, is it better to give or to receive? Those of you who think it's better to give, please raise your hands. And those of you who think it's better to receive, raise your hands. And those of you who think it's equal, raise. Oh, all right. Well, I think I may have trained you in this last year, right? So if you think about it, it's one of those equations. It's almost like math, and it has to balance out. You can't just be a giver. You can't just be a receiver. If you are, you're denying the other half of the equation. And I know it maybe flies in the face of some Christian doctrine, but absolutely, we believe it's equally good. And in fact, there can't be gracious giving without gracious receiving, and vice versa. They have to go together. And Millett tells a story of two shopkeepers in the book that I want to cover with you. It's an interesting story. So, of course, she's writing from the 1920s, I believe. And so, small town, two different shopkeepers in town. And something happened at the city level. There was some trouble in city government. And pretty much everyone in town was a little spooked. Is the city in financial trouble? One of the shopkeepers, you might say, had his glass half empty. And so he was all about oh my gosh, we're in trouble now. Not sure where I'm going to get more of my goods in to be selling. Life could be trouble. We need to conserve what we have, and so on. And then the other shopkeeper, more on the positive side. We've seen troubles like this before. We always get through it. Let's not catastrophize here. We're good people. We'll support each other, and so on. So one of the farmers then in the area comes into town for provisions. And first he goes to the shopkeeper that has the glass half full. Buys all of his usual supplies. They have a nice discussion about how we're here to help each other, and so on. And then he goes on to the second shopkeeper to get the rest of his supplies. And it's a very different conversation, right? As soon as he walked in the store, the vibration level was so low that he actually didn't really want to buy anything there. It was that feeling of the end of times rather than the refreshing of times. I mean, who wants to go to a store where the shopkeeper is telling you, you better buy everything we got because we may not get any more in, right? A lovely message to be giving. And so the guy actually turns around and walks out. Well, as she goes on with the story, it's interesting because if you think about it, it's not just the shopkeeper that's losing out in this story, the shopkeeper whose glass was half empty, right? It's like the farmer is also missing out. That flow of good has been stopped in a way by the energy of the shopkeeper. So the farmer ends up only with really half of the supplies he needs. And if you think about it, by extension, the community also is brought down. Not everybody is getting their good. And in fact, the shopkeeper with the glass half empty probably over time is going to lose personnel and may indeed be a drag on the community as a whole if one of the two main suppliers in town gets into trouble. Have you thought about the idea of giving and receiving beyond just yourself? I think that's where we tend to focus, right? We tend to focus on the idea of, well, of course, I'm a charitable giver and I'm a gracious receiver. I love presents. I enjoy it when my life presents me with the goodness, and I participate it too. I enjoy writing checks for charity. I enjoy packing goods at the Oregon Food Bank. I enjoy giving and receiving. But have you thought this is the grease that keeps the world running? It goes well beyond just you. Your gifts and your receipts are keeping the whole balance of the universe. I know this sounds over the top, but by extension, all of us participating in gracious giving and gracious receiving, it's why the stock market can work. Now, some of you are going, what? Where did we get to the stock market? It was interesting. A few years ago, I was working with my financial planner, and it was after the technology bubble had kind of burst, and the stock market was in trouble there for a little bit. And my broker had called me and said, my financial planner, we probably ought to talk about this. I know people are really scared. A lot of people are selling their stocks, and I'm like, I'm not really worried. And he said, why not? And I said, well, you can't tell me that like Procter & Gamble, suddenly half of their buildings burned down, right? It's like they're still there. They're still making the products that people need and want. It's true, there is a fault going on in our perception of what things are worth. But those companies didn't burn down, right? I still need the toilet paper, right? It's like, I'm going to buy it. So no, I'm confident this will come back again. The stock market is our perception. The law of giving and receiving is our perception of it. And it's when we withdraw from participation in it that things get haywire, right? That supply chain thing that we're still having some trouble with right now, it's when people withdraw from that free flow of love, of energy, of goods, of money. It's when we back up that things get in trouble. Let me read just a little bit from the book here. I think she puts it very well. Ooh, if I can find the right spot. Here we go. It is foolish for us to hold back our money at a time of financial difficulty. I'm going to read that again. I hope some of you are going, what? It is foolish for us to hold back our money at a time of financial difficulty. It's as though the motorist shuts down their power before ascending the hill. But what could change this natural action of self-preservation, right? So it's self-preservation, right? We're seeing lack, so we want to hold on to things. That's what she's describing as self-preservation. What could change this natural action of self-preservation but spiritual insight and the regard for one's neighbor's welfare as equal to the regard for our own? When we pull back, not only do we suffer, but everyone suffers. I've also heard it talked about as priming the pump. And I want to use that metaphor for just a minute. Sometimes when our finances are in trouble, it is our natural reaction, that self-preservation. Well, okay, I'm simply not going to participate in giving and receiving anymore. I'm going to hold on to what I have, and hopefully things will get better. The suggestion of priming the pump is, no, wait a minute here. It may be that I can't give as freely as I used to, but I don't want those sources of good in my life to dry up. I'm going to keep that pump primed. I may not be able to tithe to the church or give to the charities. I may not be able to participate as much with some of the charitable activities that I work in that I used to, but I'm not backing away from it. I'm not saying that the flow has stopped, because when I say that the flow has stopped, the flow has stopped. And it's just one pipe that does the receiving and the giving. And so when you put the brakes on, you're also putting the brakes on for your own good. Okay, enough about the flow of good and giving and receiving. It's enough to know that we have to keep the world moving. And it goes just beyond us. When we withhold our energy, our love, our life, the trouble with it is it's also being withheld from us as well. On to talking about gratitude, though, and I think it's time for my joke to introduce this subject. This, I would say, is a joke to illustrate not how to be thankful, if you don't mind. So a man buys a parrot only to have it constantly swear, insult, and bite him. He tries everything to make the parrot stop: incentives, toys, affection, threats. Nothing works. At his wit's end, the man puts the parrot in the freezer. After a couple minutes, the insults do stop. The man thinks, oh dear, I killed the poor thing. So he opens the freezer, takes the parrot out. Well, the parrot is shivering but alive, and it stammers, sorry for being so rude, please forgive me. Then after a moment, the parrot quietly asks, I'm just wondering, exactly what did the turkey do? And so, a pre-Thanksgiving joke too. Well, just a little bit of everything. So, one can be tempted to think, just grateful that things aren't worse than they are, right? There is an avenue of, I can be grateful that we're living the way we are because so many other people don't have it as good as I do. I'm not sure that that's actual gratitude. I know I hear people talk that way sometimes. Well, it could be worse. I should be grateful, that it's not worse than it is. But I think that's a kind of different energy. Would you agree? I think gratitude is something that wells up from our heart. I think that gratitude is something that comes very natural to us, and it doesn't even have to be necessarily when a gift is presented to us or someone goes out of their way to be loving or caring. I think really that idea, and we talked about it maybe 3 weeks ago, the idea of our life being sufficient is actually what can bring the gratitude into our world. Just looking around us and realizing, I have enough of everything. I have love in my life. I have a sweet place to live. I have a nice set of friends. I have a great place to come on Sunday. Do you know what I mean? Just the simple pleasures of life itself. Well beyond some kind of a special gift, well beyond something that kind of, grabs your attention like a surprise party or something like that. It's just the joy, just the gratitude that life is enough. And that enoughness just wells up in our heart. It's been said, and this is in the science of mind, what we call the idea of the law of gratitude. It's been said, that which we are grateful for will increase. And I would like to use an example of something that I've been doing since 1975. You were looking at my first gratitude journal from 1975. I was an art major at University of Oregon. And so, it has a lot of original drawings and artwork in it, but it really is a gratitude journal. The intent of it was, and it was interesting, it was my art history teacher assigned it as homework for us. She must have been a metaphysician, is the only thing I can think, because she said, I want you every day to put in your journal and highlight something that you are grateful for. And you can do it in terms of a drawing or a collage. You can write a poem. But every day I want you to document in some, in her mind, artistic way, something that you are grateful for. And she said, watch if by the end of the term you don't have more to be grateful for. She was amazing. And so I have actually kept this up. How many years is that? 1975? 40 years of a gratitude journal? Something like that. And I have to tell you, sometimes people, look at my life and say, what a blessing you've got going there. And I would agree with them. I wonder how much of it is due to a daily focus on the good things that I have going in my life. So one suggestion for you, and I do like to assign homework, so, the cat's out of the bag on the homework. If you don't have a gratitude journal, please consider one. It has made all the difference in my life. And I got to tell you, too, when I look back at 1975, it's a lot of fun, too, right? Because what am I highlighting? I'm highlighting the fun, swell, sweet things in my life from 1975. So even reviewing this, ancient journal has its positive effect in my life, too. I can't tell you how wonderful keeping this up has been over the years. Let's switch gear, though, for just a minute, because so far we've been talking about being grateful for the things that are in our lives, our loved ones, our jobs, our grandchildren, the harvest potluck, whatever's going on. But have you ever thought of being grateful for things that haven't quite happened yet? So this is a pure Larry King-ism. This is not in the book, and this is not Ernest Holmes. But I have a theory, and I call it the potato chips in the next room theory. So you'll have to bear with me for a minute while I explain. So you are sitting in front of your TV, enjoying your favorite binge watching on, I don't know, Amazon Prime or whatever it is. You're maybe halfway through The Crown or whatever fabulous program you're watching, and you think to yourself, I'd really like a snack. Okay, so the potato chips are in the next room. They're not available to you right now, right? In theory, they're not even yours yet because you're not munching on them. But don't you feel pretty confident that you can get up out of that chair and go into the next room and have those potato chips? Wouldn't you feel okay about being grateful for those potato chips even though you don't have them yet? See, in God's universe, everything is in the next room. In God's universe, everything that you could ever want, the love of your life, the joy of your life, the peace of your life, where is it? It's just in the next room. And if being grateful for something brings more of it to you, I'm thinking we ought to be grateful in advance for our good. So not only grateful for what you have, but grateful for what you're going to have. Not only grateful for the experience going on right now, but we can be grateful for that harvest potluck, even though it's in the next room, right? It's like, why not? Why not bring to us our good through anticipation? And I would offer up some evidence around this. Has anyone planned a trip in a while? Isn't it as delightful planning the trip almost as it is going on the trip? It's because you're bringing that law of gratitude in. You're envisioning yourself at Disney World or wherever it is. You're envisioning yourself getting off the plane in Paris or whatever it might be. And you're planning the hotels and you're doing all of the things and you're putting yourself in it. You're reaching into that other room. It isn't yours yet. But you can taste it. You can feel it. You know that it's yours. You know you're going to experience it. There's no doubt in your mind. I mean, occasionally we might purchase travel insurance just in case. But in our heart, we're already there, even though it's in the next room. When we do those things, when we anticipate our good, when we are grateful for the experiences that have not even happened yet, that's what fuels them to come to us. And so this Thanksgiving, let us not only be grateful for the good that's all around us, let us also consider what's in the next room. Let us think what this coming year might bring us in terms of love, of kindness, of delight, of riches, of sweetness, of travel, of adventure, of peace. Let us be grateful in advance for the good that's on its way to us, because surely it also will be magnified and brought our way. So I've talked about a couple things today. First of all, the law of circulation, and fair warning, right? We don't want to interrupt that flow. Even when times are a little tight, we want to make sure that we're still giving, we're still participating in the flow of good, because that's how it's magnified and returned to us. We want to make sure that we don't think, I got to stop this, because when we stop one element of the flow, it stops both elements of the flow. And it encourages us, of course, to look beyond just ourselves, that my gifts and my receiving both translate into a world that works for everyone, right? If I don't graciously receive, it blocks the flow of giving for someone else. And if I don't graciously give, it blocks the flow of receiving for someone else. So when I look beyond myself, I see, oh my gosh, how joyous it is to be right in the middle of that flow of life, and how my contributing to it in both ways really is what keeps the world moving forward. And then we also talked about the law of gratitude. It's really what powers the good life. You know, I've been enjoying the good life for quite a while, and I would suggest that anything you can do to bolster that sense of gratitude in your life, whether it's for things today or things not yet encountered, let's spend some time in gratitude. Let's enjoy what we have. Let's feel the anticipation of what's yet to come, because this is what brings the rich life. Okay, so covered homework. Consider a journal. Consider even a scrapbook, some way of collecting in something that will remind you how good your life is. And then I'd like to do a final quote from the book and a prayer. And this particular quote is interesting. It's called A Treatment to Bless, Praise, and Give Thanks. And I just want to read just a segment of it here. It's mostly here just to remind us the power of gratitude. She says, "Let the Spirit inspire your thanksgiving and open your prophetic sense to see the blessings that are coming out all around you. Listen to the divine voice within you. It guides you. It cheers you. It emboldens you. It shows you the way of eternal prosperity. The divine approval overshadows you and protects you. Your heavenly Father awaits lovingly your return to the spiritual life and its ways. And it runs to meet you, saying, 'Thou art my beloved, in whom I am well pleased.'" Let us pray. There is one power, one presence, one life, one goodness, just this one thing. And what I know about this one thing is that it's everything, that eternal storehouse of all good, all the love, all the life, all the joy, all the prosperity, all the peace, all of it in God. And on this day, I claim that I'm part of that good. I know that it crowds itself around me. I know that I participate in it through my giving and through my receiving. I know that that flow of good is ever circulating through the universe and through me. And as it is true for me, it is true for everyone. Each of us a center of both giving and receiving. Each of us also a center of great thanksgiving, recognizing the blessings that we have and affirming the blessings that will soon to be ours. And so in gratitude, I release this prayer. I release it into the activity and into the action of the law itself. I let it be, and together we say, and so it is. Thank you so much for being here. So glad you were here today. So glad you were here. Now is our time of conscious contribution. I invite you to take your gift or your tithe. Those of you online can go to our website at cslportland.org/donate. If you'd like to take your gift and hold it next to your heart, I invite you to now and repeat after me. Oh, excuse me, I'm losing my voice. Do you mind? Thank you. Graciously I give from a place of love, knowing that as I give, so do I richly receive. Would the ushers please begin receiving the gifts? Thank you.
More than enough, more than enough, more than enough, more than enough, more, much more than enough, more than enough, I am more than enough, I have more than enough, there is more than enough. More, much more than enough, 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 more, much more than enough, more, much more than enough.
That is the truth. All right. So keep those hands going. We got a nice funky one. You know how we like to get funky on Sunday mornings. Like that tie. I'm just gonna. We have to rib you as much as we can, as much as we have you here. All right. Oh, oh. Oh, okay, I'll be nice. All right. All right. This song is called God is So Good All the Time. Yes? All right. I don't care what's on TV about the state of the economy. I don't believe most of what I see, but I know what I know to be. God is so good all the time. God is so good all the time. God is so good all the time. You got it now. Well, I'm walking by faith and not by sight. What seems wrong today, tomorrow might be right. I know all is good and all is well and unfolding as it should. God is so good all the time. God is so good, yeah, all the time. God is so good, so good, so good, so all the time, all the time. My God is so good through the peaks and the valleys. So good. I can feel spirit inside me through my highs and my lows. So good. I know where I need to go. So good, so good, all the time, yeah. All the time, yeah. All the time. God is good all the time. God is so good all the time. So good, so good all the time. It's just right in the next room. Hey, believe it and receive it all the time. All the time. So good, so good, so good, so good, so good, so good, so good all the time, all the time. Say it all the time, all the time, all the time. Oh yeah, all the time, all the time, yeah. God is so good, so good all the time, all the time, all the time. Sing that all the time. When? Say what? God is good all the time, all the time, all the time, yeah. So good, all the time, all the time, yeah. That is the truth. Yes, yes, yes.
That was funky. Thank you. We need more funk, I think. Yeah, come on up, Nancy. What a blessing to be here today. On behalf of the Portland Center for Spiritual Living, I receive these gifts with great love. I know that our vision and our mission of personal empowerment and a world that works for everyone, I know that as we pay our bills, as we make gifts to other nonprofits, this circle of love expands in the world. I give thanks, I let it be, and so it is. So just a couple reminders here. Today, of course, is our Harvest Potluck. Fair warning, it takes a few minutes to set it up. Somehow, almost magically, all of these chairs will be moved aside and tables will be moved in, and then the chairs will go around the tables. But it will take a little of your patience and your help. So if you're helping, that's fabulous. And if you're not helping, that's fabulous too. But kind of stay out of the way. Because we have had little log jams in the past. So please help facilitate that. And then I would be greatly remiss if not to remind you about the silent auction upstairs. There are some lovely items. we ask that if you're going to outbid someone, please do it by like $5. Don't like add a penny to it. Let's be nice about that. But take a look at them. Really some gifted artists here in the community, some fine gifts, and of course the proceeds go to the center here. So it would be lovely for you to take a look at that. Am I missing anything? I think that we're due for a benediction. So if you'd like, let's stand and we will do our benediction. Pardon?
Are we going to see some children's church today?
I have no idea. I don't know. You would need to ask Sean. Okay. So if you'd like, just repeat after me. Something wonderful is flowing through me right now.
Something wonderful is flowing through me right now.
It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind. Life is in my body. And life is in my affairs. I think it. I feel it. I accept it. And I am it just the way that I am. Please know with me that you are never alone. If at any time during the day or night, if forgetfulness might creep upon you, I invite you to go within. On that altar of the Most High, recognize that you are loved. And in gratitude for this certainty, I let it be. And together we say, and so it is. So it is. Pardon?
For support. Oops.
Oh. If you happen to be in the Portland, Oregon area, we'd love to have you visit in person. The Portland Center for Spiritual Living is located at 6211 Northeast Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. We have inspirational services at 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. every Sunday. We also have many programs, classes, and workshops developed just for our online audience. To find out more, go to our website at cslportland.org and look under the Online tab. We have a variety of content dedicated specifically for our online listeners. Our mission is to open hearts, ignite minds, and make a difference. If you'd like to support our center, you can donate online at cslportland.org/donate. Our website is also the place to learn more about what's going on at the center or to contact us. Allow us to become part of your extended spiritual community. Wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are most welcome at the Center for Spiritual Living.